And our next storyteller, we don't even need a slow clap because she's already right here. Let's lose our shit for Kate.
So it was the first week of August, and I was walking to Union Station on a Thursday afternoon, and I was wading through hundreds of young women leaving the station and heading to Lollapalooza. Now, I know they were heading to Lollapalooza versus work or shopping because they were all kind of dressed in what I would call summer concert evening wear. It was like a bikini top and some well-placed pieces of denim that used to be cut-off jean shorts. Now, as I was wading through them, I had kind of like 5 thoughts. The first was fashion. And so I was like watching all these people walking by and I'm like, oh, that's really pretty. Is that crushed velvet? Is that top completely made of pearls? I didn't know sequin body paint was a thing. Could I get away with that? I can get away with the sequins, maybe not the body paint. The second was city mind for women. Now, I think a lot of women know this. You know, when I was on the Red Line, there's a lot of women clearly from the neighborhoods, and they were wearing like summer dresses, just very stylish summer dresses. A lot of the women coming off the Union Station, they're dressed scantily because, of course, they're looking to catch the eye of an attractive person, not realizing, probably being from a small town, that there's a lot of people downtown who have no problem hooting at a nubile young body. And that can be, you know, there's a little bit of a, hey, thanks, but there's also like, ooh, scary, oh. But the third was mom mind. Are you wearing sunscreen on your shoulders and cheeks? You know, Grant Park does not have a lot of shade. In fact, you know, you could get a sunburn and be like dehydrated within like 15 minutes. You know, then you'll be miserable all day. And do you have a cardigan for that outfit? It is 90 degrees now. It's going to be 70. Chicago's on the lakefront. You're going to freeze in that outfit. So the fourth was nostalgia. I went to the first Lollapalooza. And yeah, I dressed in skimpy clothes. I was hoping to attract somebody that was good looking, but then also attracted a bunch of people who were not good looking. And I remember that. I remember feeling like that. And it feels like just yesterday. But then I also had this thought in my head, God, I'm glad I don't have to do that anymore. Now, that Thursday, I was doing the opposite of Lollapalooza. I was taking the train to go to Detroit to meet my friends Elle and M. It was Elle's 50th birthday, and we were going to the Stratford Shakespeare Festival in Canada. And it's like the Lollapalooza for 50-year-old former English lit majors. Now, there's 2 things you need to know about me. One is it's been a busy year. I'm a cybersecurity instructor. I have a side hustle also in instructing. I do art, biz market stuff. I do storytelling stuff. I bought a condo. And so I've been really distracted. Now, number 2, I have social blindness. Probably at the beginning of the year, there's people from high school who I graduated from high school with. And they were coming up and they're like, hey, they live in Michigan. And they were like, you know, I'm having kind of a get together the next couple of weeks. Friends and family, nothing big. It'd be great to see you. And there's part of me that was like, oh, you know, I'm really busy right now with art and storytelling and building the house, fixing the house. But there's also part of me that's like, you guys know I live in Chicago now, right? I couldn't figure out why everybody's asking me this. And then Elle, my friend, says, so what are you doing for your 50th birthday party? Oh, that's why people are calling up. That's why people are reaching out to me. It's their 50th birthdays. And I felt so terrible. But then, as I was thinking about it, my friend Elle was like, well, what are you doing for your 50th birthday? Oh, no. Wake up, have an extra glass of wine at the end of the day, go to sleep at 11 instead of 10. I had no plan, and so it was funny when I started making my own plans for my 50th birthday. The first thing I was when I reached out to some people, I'm like, hey, I'm having a get-together Friday night. Nothing happened, perfectly ordinary Friday night, just with tacos and cake. It'd be great to see you. And I got some people, but again, I got some people I could tell who were like, yeah, I got other things to do, sorry. I'm like, so. But, you know, I didn't want the coffin cake. I didn't want black balloons. I didn't want a big sign that said, "Isn't it nifty? Kate is 50. In fact, I don't feel 50. I think there's a lot of people in this room. I know there's some millennials here and stuff, but I think there's a lot of us in here, we don't feel our age. We feel how we feel. We feel like we're gonna go do stuff. We're gonna do amazing stuff. And I feel like when you look at me, I'm hoping you see somebody who doesn't look a day over 39. Okay, 40, 41, going once, going twice. 44 after a hard night of drinking. So, and you know, whenever we have a storyteller that takes the stage and they're like, oh, I'm going to be 30 next week, or I'm going to be 40 in a month, and I feel like pulling them aside and saying to them, don't worry, you know, your 30s or your extended 20s, your 40s or your extended 30s, it's going to be fine. But this year, I really don't mind being 50. You know, age is a number. You feel like you feel. The important thing is to keep on living and do what makes you happy. And I try to, although my hair is grayer, there's more wrinkles around my eyes. I have to wear cheaters because my eyes are changing. And, you know, your youth is spent waiting until you get old enough to do all these amazing things as an adult. And when you get to the moment where you're old enough, you're losing that youth. And the thought scared me in my 30s and 40s, but this year, I care less about it. I like the experiences that I've had. Like I said, I bought a condo. I painted every room. I put down a floor. I fixed a light that was broken all by myself. And I wouldn't change that experience. So I was like, I have 4 thoughts. I have a 5th thought. And as I was walking through, I wanted to give a blessing to all the women that were walking by me, but that might have been weird. So, but I was like thinking about it. You guys are going to be my surrogates now. And so as I was like thinking about how I'm going to say this blessing, I was trying to look up Shakespeare quotes because I wanted to, you know, tie it back to Shakespeare. Unfortunately, Shakespeare didn't like getting older. And he has all these poems and play lines about youth, and he hates aging. He calls it winter. And I found out when I was researching why he hated getting older is he died at 52. So I'm going to mash up a quote here. It's a little bit of Shakespeare. It's a little bit of Marlene Dietrich. Getting old is a privilege, but it isn't for sissies. And I hope we all remember that in our salad days when we are green in judgment. Thank you.